Hey guys, Lord Civic, and today we're going to be reviewing one of the greatest films in cinematic history, recently released in the 4K Blu-ray disc format, Star Wars Episode 5 Empire Strikes Back. Again, before we start, if you are interested in winning the digital copy of the movie, make sure to follow the instructions in the pinned comment and description below. We're saying that on top right in. So again, a couple of tech specs. The movie was shot in 35mm film, and then VFX were done in VistaVision. So what you're getting here is a 4K native image. Again, the data rate is substantially bigger than it is on Disney Plus compared to, I think, 15 to 25. Right here, we're getting like 55 to 65. And usually when I'm doing these reviews, I hop straight into the visuals of the movie, but I have to talk about the audio. Out of all the movies that I've watched so far, even Rogue One, the audio on here is spectacular. It's literally an 11 out of 10 if I was reviewing on the audio alone. The sounds were crisp, dialogue sounded fantastic. Honestly, the score sounded like studio master quality. Like, I don't know what they did with this audio mix, but it was spectacular. And right now, currently, I have a Sonos sound system, and I've been looking at getting a Dolby Atmos sound system. Sonos doesn't support Dolby Atmos. And literally, this movie is going to push me to start doing research on it. Like, this is like one of the best audio mixes I've ever heard. Not just of Star Wars, but in general. It is fantastic. I am about to go out and buy a new sound system just based off of the audio alone. So again, with the visuals though, it's somewhat like New Hope. There's the advantages and then there's the disadvantages. First, there's more VFX and special effects used throughout the film. So at a lot of shots, especially like the Battle of Hoth, you have a lot of motion going in on the screen, and then some of the imagery gets muddied. Skin detail is fantastic again, just like New Hope. Again, HDR is utilized in a more minimalistic way, and it really looks good. A lot with the Star Destroyers, not Star Destroyers, the Super Star Destroyers, they have like blue like lights around like the whole ship. And the best way to explain it is like when I play like Red Dead Redemption, when I play with not HDR on, the sky is blue. But when you play with HDR on, it's like, oh, the sky is blue. Like, it brings out all the color detail. Also with the beginning and even during the Battle of Beston, with smoke detail going on at the beginning of the movie under the Millennium Falcon, you can see the subtle hints of the gray and the blue, and you can see it like transitioning. It's beautiful. I think Q lights were used behind it. Then also during the Battle of Bespin, the stairs that are in the carbonite chamber look like they're literally lit up jack-o'-lanterns with the colors. It looks fantastic. And it's so crazy seeing some of the most iconic imagery and sequences in cinematic history in this 4K format. It literally looks fantastic. The battle between Luke and Darth Vader towards the end is like you're looking at a piece of art the entire time. I think there was maybe only one shot when there was a lot of motion and they were doing like the backdrop. You can see like all the lights and different stuff during the battle. And as I said, with some of the image was muddied, and I think that's because of a lot of use of noise reduction. There's not a lot of film grain, and also I can see a subtle hint of DNR usage as well. But again, skin detail is fantastic. Also, during the Battle of Hoth, the snow at some sequences is actually like blinding. It reminds me again, I know I keep making comparisons to this, but like Red Dead Redemption now, before at the beginning it didn't, but Red Dead Redemption now has good HDR implementation, and the snow kind of reminded me of that. Like, it was blindingly bright at some sequences. But like, honestly, here the name of the game is audio. As I said at the beginning of the review, it is 11 out of 10. My sound system, I usually have it turned at 60 and then I adjust it depending on where the movie goes up. I usually use it at like 90-95%. And literally, I had to put it at maybe 75% because the audio, the dialogue, the sound effects, everything was just already clear enough where I didn't have to turn it up. And honestly, like, the audio alone is worth buying this movie. And as I said, it's like an 11 out of 10. If I had to rate the visuals alone, I would probably give it maybe an 8.7, 8.8. But with saying that, literally, the audio is just substantially better than the Disney Plus and the Blu-ray 1080p disc. So with that, I would give this at least a 9.1. With saying that, make sure to tune in tomorrow for a Return of the Jedi review. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a good day.